QuoteSoft Duct 4.0 Job File Management. The first pane that we'll look at is the folder list. By default, on installation, the program will have months and the year created available to you. This will become useful when you move into the next year, as you will then be able to start grouping your folders by the year. As an example, I'll create January of 2018. I'm going to click the New Folder button and type in the name for this folder. I can then skip down to the year created box and type in 2018 for 2018 and create this folder. As we're going forward, it would be nice to be able to not have to look at the 2017 folders when I'm in the year 2018, but I can keep all of the jobs as they were. To do this, simply take the year created field and drag it up to the group by bar. And when you let go, you'll see that you've now created groupings for each of the years. I can then expand the 2017 and get to the jobs. I could also expand the 2018 and get to the jobs within those folders. You'll need to make sure that you save your workspace after making a change like this, as groupings are not saved by default. To do so, go to the View menu at the top of the screen and click on Save Workspace. It'll ask you, do you want to overwrite your currently loaded job file workspace, or do you want to save this as a new one? I will allow it to overwrite. Now, when I go to the main menu and return to the job file, the groupings will be saved for me and restored. You can minimize the group by bar to make the window a little bit smaller as well. Folder customization is completely up to the user. It is recommended that you decide for a system-wide setting, as everybody has to have the same folder structure. You don't have to have it by month and year. You could have it by type of work. If you wanted to create a new folder and call it Industrial, and then have another folder and call it Commercial, you can. You can break down your folder structure in any way you wish. You can also get rid of the folder list completely if you don't want to use it. You only have to create one folder, and then all of your jobs will go into that one directory. So maybe we will create a folder and call it QuoteSoft and hit Create Folder. Now all jobs will be going into the QuoteSoft folder. I can hide this window, and I no longer even have to look at the folder list. I'm only looking at jobs and zones. No longer required for me to look at folders. Every job that I create will go into the QuoteSoft folder. If you decide you've hidden that and you wish to get the folder list back, go to the View window and click Select Palettes. Check the box next to Folder List, and it'll return where it was last. You can also minimize it so that it becomes a flyout from the side of your screen. By clicking the button at the top, you can unpin it, which will allow it to auto-hide. Now the folder list is docked on the left-hand side of your screen. When you mouse over it, it'll open. When you mouse away, it'll hide. When you mouse on it, you can change the folder, and then the job list is updated to only show you the jobs from within the folder that's selected. So the folder list affords you a lot of customizability. Next, we will look at the job list. The job list, again, also has multiple columns available to you, and with the field chooser, you can select even more of those. If you wish to have the job notes, or the month created, or the phone number for the job displayed, you can. Selecting the job will then fill out the job information in the screen below. You can also set up the job list to be grouped by any of the fields available. Let's have it grouped by estimator. So I'm going to take the estimator field, drag it to the top of the window, and drop it. Now you can see Trainer has put in 4 jobs. I'm going to create a new job, and this job will be Sample Job. I'm going to overwrite the estimator name and fill it in with my name. It'll automatically create a grouping for my name and list my job in that window. So within the month of that year, we now have our folders being grouped by estimator name. Minimize the group by bar, and I can see all of them at the same time or just the one, my choice. The same as the folder list, I need to make sure to go to View and hit Save Workspace, otherwise the groupings will not get saved for me. Next, we will look at job information. The job information window that you see here is the same that you'll see when you hit New Job, and the same as you'll see when you hit Edit Job. You have the luxury of deciding what information you want to have included with the job when you go to create it by going to the configuration screen and going to the system and then checking the appropriate box down at the bottom for the particular field that you want to have available. I don't require a fax or a billing or shipping address, so I have those unchecked. Hitting Save Changes will update that screen. Let's remove the job contact field. Uncheck it and hit Save Changes at the bottom. And you can see that the job contact field is no longer required in this screen. So when I hit New Job or Edit Job, those fields are not required for me to fill out anymore. The last pane that's available to you for modification on the default workspace is the zone list. The zone list can be treated exactly the same as the folder list and the job list. You can create the groupings at the top of the screen. You can use the field chooser to add and remove columns. You can reorder the columns simply by clicking and dragging, and you can modify the zone list so that it best suits your needs. After changes, always make sure to go back up and hit Save Workspace so that all of those changes that you just made will get saved onto your local workspace. If you wish to export this workspace and send it to all other users, go to the Manage Workspace. Select the workspace you would like to export, click Export, and send to your other users. And they would simply go to Manage Workspaces and import the workspace and pull it in. If they want your job file or their job file to be the default, they simply click on it and set that to be the default workspace. And that is the first loaded whenever you come into this screen. If you wish to add more palettes, go to the Select Palettes, and you'll see that there are other ones that are available to you. You can have the Analytics pane available right on your job file instead of having to go to a separate window for it. You can also include your bid calendar. And this concludes the video for job file management.